Breath of the Wild is an expansive open-world game. Lush forests, cold mountains, and dry deserts, packed with hundreds upon hundreds of secrets in every nook and cranny, succeed in making the game feel huge. But how big is it really? When I say how big it is, I don't mean how long it would take to go from one end of the map to the other. I mean its size in real-world measurements. This presents a glaring problem, though. How do you go about getting real-world measurements in a video game? Well, if you travel to the Ridgeland Tower, you can find a man who wants you to glide for his research, and will give you rupees for gliding long distances before touching the ground. At first, this doesn't seem to fix our problem, but if you enter the minigame and look closely, you might notice that the distance traveled is in meters. So now we have a way to measure distance in real-world measurements, but how can you measure the entire map? My first thought was to just go in each of the 4 cardinal directions until I got to the edge of the world. Going west is easy enough, but the big problem comes from the other directions. South, there is the mountain barrier that separates Gerudo Valley from the rest of the overworld. North, there is the cliff that hangs over the canyon, and east, there is Zora's domain with Mount Ploymus in the way. I tried seeing if it was possible to go 100 meters and then stop, take the distance, and stack a bunch of those on top of each other to measure the size of the map, but that could cause unreliable results. So then how do you do it? Well, I noticed something during my tests. The game doesn't measure how far you flew, just your distance from the man. For example, if you went at 100 meters and then came all the way back, your distance would be 0, because that's how far you are from the person. This means that when you are at a point on the map, the distance it displays will always be the same, no matter the way you took to get there. Because of this, we don't need to go in a straight line to get to the edge of the map. We can just go around whatever obstacles are in the way, and as long as we end up at a predetermined point, the game will give us the correct value. But wait! Remember that if you ever touch the ground, it ends the minigame and you have to restart. Also, it tracks up and down movement, so I would have to end up at the same height I started at. But I have a way to fix both of these problems at once. There's a glitch in Breath of the Wild called BLSS, or Bow Lift Smuggling Slide. The glitch allows you to fly forward at high speeds, doesn't require any stamina, and stays at the same altitude the entire time, so there won't be any up and down movement. And all it requires is a bow, a shield, a holdable object, and a small ledge to step up on. I can get the bow and shield easily, I can use a bomb for the holdable object, and for the small ledge, the edge of a tower works perfectly. To prepare, I marked the spots directly north, south, east, and west of the tower with a pin. These are the spots that I want to end up at. Now, oh, right, I actually need to run the tests. Wonderful. When I started doing this, I didn't realize just how difficult it was going to be. BLSS is very hard to control. Going west was fairly easy, south was difficult, but I could mainly glide over the barrier, and east was pretty much a straight shot, although it was pretty far and my thumb would get tired from wiggling a control stick for 5 minutes straight. The problem was north. North felt nearly impossible. To get the location, I had to aim for a small cutout in the rocks, and then do some incredibly careful maneuvering to avoid hitting a rock face. Then I had to do a sharp turn and hope I was going at the right angle to hit the point. Remember when I said the glitch was hard to control? Well, when you want to turn, you have to wiggle the control stick at a very specific angle, all while drifting out of control, and then hope the game registers it properly. Also, if you ever let the control stick go into the neutral position or release the B button, you instantly fall and die. Eventually, though, I got it, and I had all the data I needed. North of the tower was 3,147 meters, south was 4,750 meters, east was 6,454 meters, and west was 2,324 meters. I added north and south together to get 7,897 meters for the height of the map, and then added east and west together to get 8,778 meters for the width. Then I converted it to kilometers squared. Breath of the Wild's map is 69.3 kilometers squared, or 26.757 miles squared. That's much smaller than I expected. For reference, Chicago is nearly 8 times as large, and New York City is almost 16 times as large. If you want to measure something for yourself, an inch on the built-in switch screen with the map zoomed all the way out is exactly 2,500 meters. But that's enough math for one video. Now I'm gonna go play Mario Kart. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because I am a very small channel that is trying to grow, and likes help get this video recommended to more people. I will try to make similar content to this in the future, and you will most likely only see my videos again if you are subscribed. Thank you, and have a nice day.